What's up, my beautiful people? Hope you're having a fantastic day. Exile451 here with yet another daily dose of Reddit Happy. Welcome to Friday, it's almost the weekend. Let's dive back into things with some stories out of r/deciding to be better. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. This first story is from someone that regulars to the channel will recognize immediately. It's user Aaron Panzarella. Don't get so caught up on your dream career/purpose. Just focus on taking steps for your own well-being on each. The rest will fall together. I spent years having serious anxiety about my career path. When I was a freshman in college, I decided I wanted to be a doctor since my dad passed away from cancer when I was young. I wanted to be an oncologist ever since I can remember. It was kind of pushed on me by my mom since having a kid who's a doctor is essentially a dream for most parents. But I had a really tough time at college my first year. I was dating someone at the time, my first boyfriend, who was at home and older, and he didn't make my life easy. I let it happen because I was young and naive. As a result, I essentially was left out of all group activities. Everyone I knew was accepted into a sorority, but the one I had tried out for didn't accept me even though they had no quota and took everyone else. It started a huge bout of depression as I was young and rejected, and dealt with a lot of issues with self-esteem my whole life. I transferred home and had no idea what I wanted to do. But I decided it wasn't being a doctor. I went to a community college while I figured things out and decided on accounting based on my mom's recommendation. And I transferred to a prestigious school in my area that was cheap. About a few months before my graduation, I had the realization that I just could not be an accountant for the rest of my life, or I'd be miserable. I fell into a huge depression. I resented my mom for forcing me to follow something I didn't like. But in reality, my life is my choice, and I can't make any decision without my own consent. Fast forward 4 years later, and I work at a nonprofit doing accounting work. It is not my dream job in any way, but I have realized that happiness doesn't come from a job, money, or anything outside of myself. It comes from within. Every day, I work on improving myself with love instead of resentment or feelings of lack, and it has transformed my experience. I don't love crunching numbers behind a desk, but I do love my life every day because I decide to begin each day with my own purpose, to live with love, authenticity, and openness. Instead of dreading work each morning with the fear that I am wasting my life today, I look for opportunity to grow. Whenever resistant thoughts arise, I work on them. I let the feelings come up, see where the trigger is, and take action towards healing it. I've always been passionate about writing and helping people, probably because I know I could have used that when I was younger when I felt lost, and want to be a ray of hope and shine a light towards other people's own power that we all have within. There's so much we can control, but we don't have to hold on so tightly to a plan because we have no idea what's going to happen or what opportunities arise in our day-to-day lives. Our entire life can change in an instant. Now, I look forward to each day instead of thinking, same crap, different day. Because I have dedicated my life to growth. I truly believe this will manifest in my outer life one day, if I stay true to myself and am authentic in every interaction, which I struggled with for so long. I try to be the best girlfriend, daughter, friend, and co-worker each day. When I fall short, I learn and start again with new insight. Each day, I take small steps towards becoming the best me possible. I take courses on self-improvement, I read a lot, I write because it's my favorite thing to do. And I share what I've learned along the way because I think that's why I'm here. But I don't have to have my dream career to live my purpose. I can live it every day, and that's what I'm trying to do. Live my purpose in each action I take, and learn about myself and others during these daily interactions so I can gain new insights. I have been truly happy living this way. So I wanted to share for anyone who feels like they're stuck in their career or hating each moment of their life when they're at work or wherever they are. Your purpose is more than your career. Live your truth, be compassionate, loving, and kind to yourself first and foremost, and the rest will fall together. If you strive to be the best version of you every day, I know your life will reflect something extremely beautiful back to you. If I can do it, I am positive you all can. Sending you all love. Well, OP, succinct and to the point as usual. And it makes sense that you love writing because you do it so wonderfully. I really love whenever you post anything because you can just tell how heartfelt and how meaningful it is. But honestly, you're right. I mean, I never expected to be doing what I'm doing today and fully loving and embracing it. I'm not just talking about narrating stories for this YouTube channel, but I mean just everything I'm doing in general. You don't have to have your life be idealistic in order to be happy. Happiness is all just on you. It's all a state of mind, a state of being. As long as your happiness isn't defined by external factors of like what your dream career might be or how far along you want to be in your life, you're gonna find it. So thank you so very much for sharing this story. I truly appreciate it and all the posts that you put up. It's so awesome whenever I see that you've got anything up there. Please do continue to post, and I look forward to reading what you've got in the future. Our next post is from user Elderberry520. But first, if you're enjoying the video, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe so you can get more of your daily dose of Reddit happy. I've had some regrets in life, but now I know what I need to do. Sorry for any grammatical mistakes. English isn't my first language. I grew up excelling in academics. In other words, I was an excellent sheep programmed to ace tests but had no idea who she wanted to be. I experienced a severe but thankfully brief breakdown in high school and managed to recover. Later, I was sent to college in the States and I double majored in poli-sci and economics. However, I disappointed everyone again when I didn't apply for post-graduation work extension in the US and instead went back to my home country. My family wanted me to work overseas so badly. I felt like I had wasted a golden opportunity, which everyone around me envied me for. The interrogation part was depressing. Everyone around me, even a literal stranger, would ask me why I did not choose to work in the States upon graduation. Why did I return? The job prospects and the pay back home are bad. They thought that I must have had a very valid reason to do the unconventional thing, and I felt burdened for having to explain my choice, that it wasn't really a conscious choice. Returning home after studying abroad is just a natural outcome when your student visa expires, and fighting to stay abroad is the conscious choice. It still affects me a little even today, but I'm trying to move past it and make the best out of my current situation. My college experience was great. The two things I regretted were 1, not having more fun, parties and road trips, and 2, not planning well enough. Point number 2, in my honest opinion, is the single thing that determines whether or not an international student gets to stay in the US, provided that their luck isn't too crappy. If I had known what I wanted, then I could have started planning in sophomore year for internships, ultimately landing something decent around graduation time. Being an international student is tough. Also, I was considering grad school, so I did not put as much effort into career planning. My family was drilling that into me, so for me, getting a master's was the default option. We're Asians, and the older generation worships high qualifications without thinking about the opportunity costs. I too was probably too disconnected to reality and unable to assess my own abilities accurately. Everything kind of fell apart during the application process when I realized that I was totally unprepared for grad school and uninterested in it. I gave it a second thought and made the decision to postpone it until I'm 100% sure that I need an advanced degree for my career. Plus, if you get an advanced degree without really knowing how to use it, chances are you would end up lost again after grad school. The stakes are just too high. This is one of the few things I'm proud of, for making a wise decision instead of blindly following the path that others think was the best for me. Anyway, I drifted for a while after graduation. Worked for 1 year in a secretarial position and quit recently. My first job was the result of a bad decision, and I have now learned to never take an offer out of desperation. Now, I feel that I have a better understanding of adult life. I'm aiming to get into consulting and have been practicing for case interviews. It's been hard to get back the motivation in the past month after I left my job. Today, I feel like I'm finally crawling out of that slump. There were times when I genuinely thought that I had nothing to offer to employers. I'll continue journaling, exercising, and preparing myself for interviews. I just really don't want to be trapped in the depressive cycle anymore. 2019 taught me a lot of things. Although it wasn't that great of a year, I would say that it is important in terms of my personal growth. I also got rid of many toxic relationships, but the post is too long and I don't want to elaborate on that. To everyone who's struggling and lost, we can do this together. We just need patience and persistence. To have the patience to wait for success, and the persistence to do the right thing for ourselves every day. OP, I think that your post touches a lot of people. I know after I graduated, I had a very kind of brief time where I floated around before I got hired on at the place I interned for, but it was an on-call position, and after the summer, it just dried up. I couldn't get hours, and because that was my priority, I could never find a place to hire me apart from a temp agency where it was soul-sucking work moving boxes from point A to point B and back again. I mean, I had a literal breakdown at one point while I was there and just cried about why did I go to college for this? So I can relate with what you're talking about when it comes to taking offers out of desperation and doing the things that other people want of you rather than what you necessarily want for yourself. But the thing that you're really right about is that it is important to make conscious choices for ourselves, not to let outside influences or stressors determine what we end up doing with our lives. Yeah, maybe you're not in the most ideal position now, but you're at least happier than you would have been if you'd gone through grad school when you had no interest in doing so. You have a life that you're proud to live, and now you're coming to realize your own worth. Don't ever let anyone tell you that you don't have anything to offer because you do. This level of self-awareness, this level of self-accountability is valued to employers because they want someone who's willing to own up when they make mistakes and realizes that they're not perfect, that they have room to grow, and that just really wants to learn. Thank you so much for sharing your story and your experience. And to anyone else out there in the same boat, please follow the advice that OP has here in the last sentence about just have persistence and patience to stick it out, and you will see good things happen. Wherever you're at, OP, I wish you the best, and thank you so much for sharing the story. That was r/deciding to be better. And if you want more inspiring stories of people making big steps to change their lives for the better, then go ahead and check out that playlist link in the description below. And also, feel free to check out the channel on Instagram and Twitter. I'd love to connect with you all and chat over there. Now you guys go out there, have a great weekend. I will see you all on Monday. Until then, I'm Exile451. Stay beautiful, people.